Okay, hey everyone, welcome to Loans to Lifestyles, first official video. So I am not doing anything super duper fancy, but I wanted to bring you along on my monthly budgeting journey, especially with six-figure student loan debt and how I plan to pay that off while managing all these expenses. So follow along with me and I'll take you through how I do a normal budget. So the first thing, I have my cute little pen utensil holder. I essentially am just going to start with my income. We are currently in the month of August, so I'll go ahead and fill that in. It is August 2025, and I'm gonna start with my account balance. Every month I go through my account and I look at what's in my checkings, which is typically how I manage my bills, and savings, where I will store money for future bills that haven't been taken out yet. So that checking's kind of like the interim, where if I know a bill's coming up this week, I'll put it there and have it drawn out. Plus some of my fund money is left over in that existing account. So I'm gonna write this all down over here. So great. So in this case, I have in my checkings, and I'll be moving some of this. This is allocated to both my fund money and any immediate expense. Sorry if my writing is chicken scratch. And then I have my savings account, which is actually, because Wells Fargo's has absolute terrible savings accounts. Do not get a savings account with Wells Fargo, okay? They have I think it's like 1%, if not less than that, interest on your savings, and so you get pennies back yearly. It's absolutely awful. It's horrendous. So I strictly use that savings account for my bills. So everything that comes out will be my bills. So currently in my checking, I have, based on my recent paycheck, now I have $3,072.39. Okay, so that's what I go off of for my income. So I'll write that down. And this is first week in August. Now, these are my expenses. In terms of utilities, I group this in with my rent just because water, trash, those types of things will be added on quarterly, so I don't really have a good estimate of how much it is. I typically add about an additional $50 to $75 when that expense is coming up, but I did just pay within the last 2 months, so I'm not expecting this again until like the end of September, early October. So my rent will be paid with my next paycheck, so I leave it alone, but currently it's $1,700. Okay. My electricity bill, I just checked the balance. It was $160 with 77 cents. I round up to the nearest dollar, so it is actually going to be $161 for my electricity bill this month. My car note and insurance. So my car note, I'm almost done paying it off, thank goodness. It's not going to be a part of my debt snowball. So it's a fixed monthly payment. I just let it ride out. It has like maybe 8 months left until the car's totally paid off. So it's not on my radar, but it's a $380 a month payment. And then my car insurance is $95. Again, I round up to the nearest dollar. So it's $475 for this month. Then I have my phone bill. This has recently increased on me. I'm currently with T-Mobile and I'm very shocked, only because it was $64 a month and then it somehow went up to $75. So $10 increase to me is a big jump. I'm gonna stick it out for the next couple months to a year and see what they increase it by again, and then I'm gonna switch because I have to go through the whole bring your own phone, find another phone plan that will take my phone. So I'm gonna wait on that. But right now they're charging me $75 a month, and that's even. That's not even rounded up. For health and dental, I don't have an HSA account. I just tend to leave an extra $100 expense just in case I have to pay any co-pays, which I do for my therapist, or any type of additional cost like a prescription. I'll pick up if it has a fee. I'll leave $100 for it. Then I have my Sallie Mae expenses. So Sallie Mae typically charges me around $587 a month to cover the bulk of my loans. I have 3 loans with them. One is currently the one that I'm aggressively paying off. It has like a $6,500 balance at this point in time. And I just brought it down from $7,200. So its interest rate is astronomical, but I'm going in the debt snowball order. And once I pay this one off, I'll think about moving on to the avalanche method. But in terms of what I owe monthly, it's $586. And when I calculate all these out and see what I'm paying with this amount, then I'll see what I have left over to add to it. My Fed loans. This is a whole debacle. So Fed loans are currently in forbearance. It is currently August 6th, and my PAYE or pay loans, I have 4 of them. So in total, 7 loans, people. So my Fed loans are currently in forbearance. I know they're still supposed to start interest payments since August 1st. I have not seen an interest payment on the account, but there is a sign on the account that says your forbearance is ending. So whether that means I'm going into repayment versus just interest being added on, I will find out officially tomorrow, which is when it's subjected to end. So I'm going to revisit this on the next pay period and see what I need to do. If there is no overall payment and interest is just being added, I am going to leave it alone and continue to attack my Sallie Mae until I can go to this, because then it would be next up for the next highest loan and highest interest. So regardless, once Sally's paid, Fed loan is next. So right now I'm still leaving it at 0. This could change next paycheck. For groceries, I typically allocate $300. That's probably a minimum. And then I keep cash left over. I try to hold on to cash, and sometimes it goes to food. So if I want Chipotle for a day or a smoothie, I tend to use what my fun money left over is, and technically it's added to my groceries. For my YouTube expenses, so I use YouTube and Pandora. They are my holy grail. I literally use them every single day. So I find them to be worthwhile subscriptions. And then we have family subscriptions like Amazon Prime, Netflix, that I don't really contribute to. So these two I do, and they're quite hefty because I do subscribe to one membership only because it's helpful for my job to further my education. So I'm invested in a medical YouTube subscription membership, and then of course my regular membership for YouTube Premium. That is $18 a month, which is to me pretty hefty for a YouTube prescription medicine, right? I'm in medicine. Subscription. And then I have Pandora as my next one. Again, utilize it every day. I'm, full Caribbean girl. So I listen to lots of soca music around the clock. It's dangerous. So I use my subscriptions, and this is $11. So my RCN internet bill is pretty affordable. In fact, it's cheaper than my freaking phone bill. Right now, my internet bill is $65.89 a month. As I've been following the same rule, it's $66 a month. For investments and credit card currently, and here's how I play it to bring up my points. I know I say I'm paying off debt, and while I do listen to Dave Ramsey, and he's part of the reason why I want to pay off my loans, he got me in the mindset that you don't want to owe anybody long term. So I will absolutely vouch for his principles, although I am not following a lot of his principles. Like, I knew about him before I went to college, but my ROI to me is worth it. I am making money off of my education, so I took out the loans. Now paying them back is a whole other story, but it can be done. So I have investments. Again, let me total this out. And Dave Ramsey does not believe in investing while paying off debt. I say the economy suggests otherwise, and long term down the road, you currently have boomers that are not able to retire and are trying to. And down the road, that could be me. So I am still investing as I pay off debt, just micro amounts. And then my credit card. How I typically use my credit, I will use gas, so any gas for my car, and then groceries. So this $300 typically goes on the credit card, and then I use the $300 to pay off the credit card. So my groceries goes on the credit card, my gas goes on my credit card. Other than that, nothing else goes on my credit card. So the balance remains less than $300 monthly. Now there is a new expense, and you're going to be like, girl, you're not focusing on no debt. Trust, this was needed. So a mattress, I know. So in terms of a mattress, the mattress that I currently have, I've had for 13 years. And I had been waking up with some immense back pain. And I thought, it was probably that you're in the gym and you're lifting too much heavy weights. There was a period of time that I did not get to the gym in like a span of a week and a half. And I woke up and tried to sit on the edge of my bed, and my back was frozen, completely frozen. And it's truly my mattress. It's like sunken in the middle. I'm not able to really salvage it. I salvaged it through college. I salvaged it through my first year of living in my apartment. but now it's starting to cause me some real back issues and problems. So I did set up and invest in a mattress. So in this case, the expense on the mattress is $1,100, which is pretty hefty for a mattress, you know, but I didn't want to go for a $400 mattress or a $600 mattress, because in my eyes, I want to hold on to $1,000 mattress for the next at least 10 years. I got 13 years out of this mattress. It was my teenage mattress. I will hopefully get the same amount of longevity out of this new one. So this is at a 0% APR for 12 months, and then it starts to accrue interest. I am not worried about reaching these 12 months because the interest rate is ridiculous. It is like 29%. I will not get to that. I plan to pay this off before Christmas. I have the money right now in a savings account, sinking fund, but I'm going to make small payments on it just because I have other expenses. My car registration is due. Okay, and that is that's like $92. Excuse this. It's $92. Let me double check. My mistake. I knew it was 90. It's $96. And then car repairs. So I'm gonna try to do a fund at some point to start looking at car repairs, like tires, any type of maintenance, because servicing is starting up, to get your stickers. So all of that also needs a fund. How do you spell maintenance? Maintenance, whatever. You guys know what I'm talking about. I'll search that up. So car maintenance and then registration. We'll see how much I have left over to do. So I have $3,000. Let's begin the calculations. Okay, so $3,072. I start with that. I'd like to keep $175 in my account. So that means $2,897 is left over. So let's go from there. We've got 161 minus 475 minus my phone bill minus dental, health and dental. Okay. Minus my Sally Mae, 15. Minus my grocery bill. Minus my YouTube subscription and my Pandora subscription. Okay. 171. $1,171 is left over. Then I have minus $66 for internet. And then here's what I have left over to manage an additional payment. My mattress coverage, which I think I'll throw on about $200 to the mattress. And then my car registration. So let me do the car registration first. So minus 96 for the registration. Car maintenance. I think for maintenance, I think I should put 160, and then next paycheck I will be picking up overtime, So next paycheck, I'll have additional money to try and put towards these. So maintenance, 160. And for mattress, investments, and card. So mattress, I said I'm putting, let's go for, because I want to do at least 600 on here. So let's try that. If I do 600 for my Sally in addition to the 580, that leaves me with $249. Okay. And $249 can be split up to, I can do 100 on the mattress, 0% APR right now. So 100 on the mattress and 150 will be going into savings and investments today. And the next pay period, we will revisit these numbers. Everything else would have been paid off. We'll know about the Fed loans. So let me put that. So next paycheck, income 2, I'll be dealing with rent and utilities. These Fed loans we'll know a little bit more about. Investments and car maintenance. And that check will also have overtime on it. Okay, so I'm putting 150 into investments. That leaves me with $99 left, which I said is gonna go to here. Now, I do have some money in my savings account from last month that acts as a buffer. So again, anything that I do not spend because the account from last month transferred into August, it will help buffer. It'll help buffer the account. So I think in my savings for bills, I have $1,000. So technically this is 4,000, but I don't like to see 4,000. I don't like to see it like that, because I don't want any accounts to be overdrafted. That's why I always have the 175 is what I said I'd start with. So 175 is gonna stay in that first account, and then savings, and then savings has, so savings has 1,500 on top of this. So again, I will likely look at that. So if I have 1,500, I'm okay with not going below 1,000 in that account, and I will put an extra 200 to this. That's what I'll do. So that's minus 300 on that credit, and then I can do an additional 100. So that's 400. That would bring me down to 400. I have 1,500 on that account. So yeah, $1,180. And then that $180, I'd be okay with adding it to the 600 that I'm putting on this. Okay, so I apologize if that last half was confusing. So essentially, my bills account, in addition to this income, is $1,584. So you do the math on that, which would be, let me just go all the way down. So I have 3,700 and or 3,072 plus 1,584. I swear I know how to do math, people. I'm over here like 3,700. No. 3,072 plus that. This is 4,600. So that's how much I technically have to work with. I just don't like to dip that second account below 1,000 just in case shit hits the fan. So 4,656. And what I chose to do after the same expenses come out that we calculated is allocate that additional $400 or $500 from that to my mattress that I'm paying off, the investments or savings in a high yield savings account elsewhere, and then a total of $700 going to that other loan. So that's my extra payment. Okay, so that is it. Join me in the next video to see how my second paycheck turns out. Hopefully after this overtime really yields results, and we'll go from there. And I'll take you along with me on the account to show you the payment of an additional $700. All right, folks, talk to you in the next one.